Hello, I am Sunita. Welcome to my class. Here I am going to discuss Karnataka TET Science most expected solved questions. These questions are very important. Then same questions they may ask in next TET exam. The working principle of a washing machine is in which principle the washing machine it will work they are asking. Option A, centrifugation. Option B, dialysis. Option C, reverse osmosis. Option D, diffusion. Let us see what is meant by centrifugation. A centrifuge is a laboratory device. Here is the laboratory device that is used for the separation of fluids, gas, liquids based on the density. Using this centrifuge, you can separate liquid, gas, fluid is a mixture of solid and liquid. Then depends upon the density you can separate all the things. Then how the separation it will happen? Separation is achieved by spinning a vessel containing material at high speed. Then you have to keep the solution in this container. Then I have to keep inside the vessel. Then when you switch on the operators, then it will start spinning with a very high speed. It start rotating with a very high speed. If it is rotate, then it will separate solid, liquid or even fluid also, depends upon the density, they will get separated. And also here which force it will act means centrifugal force. It will pushes heavier material to outer side of the vessel. It will pushes heavier metal depends upon the density, they will get separated. Then coming in the case of washing machine or in fact types of it, this is also an example of centrifuges. During the spin cycle, you can observe in the washing machine, those who are having semi-automatic washing machine, the spin cycle they will give separately. Then it will separate wet clothes and the water are the two substances that the washing machine centrifuge is trying to separate. In the spinner, you have to keep the wet cloth. Then you switch on the spinner, then it will start rotating with a very high speed. When it is rotating, you can observe the water it will come out. Then the cloth it will be remaining in the tub only. Then after 5 minutes you can observe that cloths they will be removed by the water. This centrifugal force pull your clothes toward the edge of the washing machine, which are often covered in a small holes. And also in the centrifugal force, it will pull your clothes towards the edge of the washing machine. Then when it is spinning with a very high speed, then it will remove the water completely. Therefore, here the working principle of a washing machine is the washing machine it will works in the principle of centrifugation. Second question, when the same note is played on a sitar and a flute, the sound produced can be distinguished from each other because of the difference in. If the instrument like sitar and flute, when they are playing with the same note, then how you will differentiate a sound produced? They are asking the question. Option A, pitch, loudness, quality. Option B, pitch and loudness. Option C, quality only. Option D, loudness only. Normally, when the sound waves when it is produced, it mainly depends upon the pitch, loudness and quality. But here they are asking when they are having the same notes, then how you will differentiate the sound. Then here let us discuss in detail what is meant by a pitch of a sound. Pitch of a sound is nothing but sensation of a sound is commonly referred as a pitch of a sound. When you will get high pitch, when you are having high frequency, then that sound it will produce a high pitch. Then low frequency sound is nothing but the sound is produced with a low frequency. Then what is meant by loudness of a sound? Loudness is referred to how the sound is, how loud or soft. A sound seems to a distant listener. Those who are listener, how much loudness is nothing but whether the sound is loud or soft. The loudness of a sound is determined by the intensity or amount of energy present in sound wave is expressed in decibels. Loudness of sound is determined by the intensity or amount of energy. Intensity or amount of energy present in a particular sound. We will express a loud of a sound. Then it is expressed in decibels. Decibels. Then here, then these two are sufficient to uh, these two are not sufficient when the sound is producing with the same note. Let us consider the third character is nothing but a timbre. Timbre is nothing but a quality of a sound. It mainly depends upon the five characters: timbre, quality, characteristic of a sound. All the three are same. Then main characteristic of a sound wave is wavelength, amplitude, frequency, time period and velocity. All this decides the quality of a sound. Therefore, correct answer for this question is when the same note is played on a sitar or flute, the sound produced can be distinguished from each other because of the difference in quality only. Already I explained quality is nothing but wavelength, amplitude, frequency, time period, velocity. Everything it decides the quality of a sound. Let us consider next question. Optic fiber works on the principle of option A total internal reflection, option B refraction, option C scattering, option D interference. Let us study what is meant by total internal reflection. Here you can observe two types of medium. One is water is the medium, another one is air is the medium. Water we will call it as a denser medium. Denser means the speed of light it will be less, therefore this one we will call it as a denser medium. Air we will call it as a rarer medium because speed of light in air is more, therefore this is a rarer medium. You know, when light rays enter from denser medium to rarer medium, you know bending of light it will be takes place. That process we will call it as a refraction of light. Here consider this is the incident ray. When incident ray if it is struck on the surface, here you can see the changes in two surface, the medium it will be changed. Then at this point the bending of light it will takes place. This one we will call it as a refraction of light. In this case angle of incidence it will be equal to angle of refraction. This is the first one. Then coming to the second one, here angle of incidence is more. Then at this surface, at the boundary of the two surface, instead of refraction, the refracted ray, it will move along the boundary exactly 90 degree to the normal of the surface. Therefore, this angle we will call it as a critical angle if the angle is 90 degree. Otherwise, the refracted ray, it get refracted at the boundary of the two surface, then that one we will call it as a critical angle. Then here coming to total internal reflection, if angle of incidence is more than the critical angle, means more if it is more than 90 degree, instead of refraction the rays after striking this surface it will get reflected. Instead of refraction it will get reflected. That process we will call it as a total internal reflection. Once again listen here, total internal reflection means if the angle of incidence is more than the critical angle, more than critical angle means if it is more than 90 degree, then instead of refraction it will get reflected within the same medium, then that one we will call it as a total internal reflection. The same process it will happen in optic fiber. Here you can observe two types of medium, one is air, another one is a glass. When light rays enters at the one end of the optic fiber inside it is a hollow tube. When light rays enter at one end of the optic fiber, then you can see at each and every point you can see the reflection of light it will be takes place, because at each and every point the angle of incidence is more than the critical angle. Therefore, instead of refraction it will get reflected within the optic fiber. Therefore, optic fiber works on the principle of total internal reflection. Let us see next question. The clouds floats in the atmosphere because of Low, option A, temperature, option B, velocity, option C, pressure, option D, density. You know, cloud is made up of a small water droplets and small ice particles. Because of this small particles, it will possess low density. You know, earth is having the gravitational force. Because of this low density of clouds, earth is not able to pull the clouds towards itself. It will not show any effect on the clouds. Therefore the clouds, it will be floating on the air. Therefore correct option for this question is the clouds, it will be floating in the atmosphere because of its low density. Let us see next question. An air bubble in water will act like a option A, convex mirror, option B, convex lens, option C, concave mirror, option D, concave lens. Here correct answer for this question is it will behave like a concave lens. Let us see how. Here this is the convex lens. Convex lens is nothing but it is thinner at the middle and thicker at the edges, and it is curved inward. Whatever the light rays, they will fall on the concave lens, they will get diverged. After diverging rays, when you extend the light rays backward, then they will meet at a single point. At that point the image it will form. Then here the air bubble, the shape of the air bubble, it is in the form of a sphere. It will behave like a convex sphere. But here you can observe you are having two types of medium. One is water, another one is air. You know, when light rays, when it is traveling from one medium to another medium, it will bend. And here water is a denser medium, air is a rarer medium. When light rays travels from denser medium to rarer medium, it will get diverged. Therefore, the rays, when it is traveling from water to air, at this point it will get diverged. Therefore, even though the air bubble, it is a convex surface, it will behave as a concave lens. Therefore, an air bubble in water, it will behave like a concave lens. Let us discuss next question. Which of the following is an endothermic process? First option, dilution of sulfuric acid, sublimation of dry ice, condensation of water vapor, respiration in the human beings. Let us discuss here what is meant by an endothermic reaction. Endothermic reactions are chemical reaction in which reactant absorb heat energy from the surrounding to form a product. You know, in a chemical reaction, reactant will be converted into a product. In the case of an endothermic reaction, the reactant, it will absorb the energy or heat from the surrounding, then only it will be converted into a product. This type of reaction, it will involve the absorption of heat or energy. We will call it as an endothermic reaction. These reactions lower the temperature of the surrounding area, thereby creating a cooling effect. This reaction, it will make surrounding cool because from the surrounding only it is absorbing the energy or heat. Therefore, it will make the surrounding cool. Then let us discuss the option one by one, whether it is an endothermic reaction or not. First one, dilution of sulfuric acid. In this process, you are adding sulfuric acid to a water. If you add sulfuric acid drop by drop to a water containing beaker or test tube, after adding, if you touch the test tube or beaker, you will feel heat. From where the heat is generated? Because the sulfuric acid react with water, then it will liberate the energy or heat. This is an example of an exothermic reaction. What is meant by exothermic reaction? Exothermic reaction involves with the liberation of heat or energy. If the reaction, if it is produced with the liberation of heat, that type of reaction we will call it as an exothermic reaction. Let us see next one, next option, sublimation of dry ice. What is mean by sublimation? Sublimation is nothing but conversion of solid into a gas without coming to intermediate state of liquid. When it is converting into a solid to gas, it has to absorb energy from the surrounding, because you know in the solid all the particles are tightly arranged. To excite the particles it needs energy, then that particles they will absorb the energy, then the particles they will move far from each other, then it will form a gaseous state. Therefore, sublimation, this is an best example of an endothermic reaction. Then third one, condensation of water vapor. You know condensation of water into a vapor. This is also an example of an exothermic reaction, because this reaction it will involve the liberation of energy or heat. The next one, fourth one, respiration in human beings. You know, carbohydrate present in food or break down to form a glucose. Whatever the food we will eat that contains carbohydrate, after breaking down, it will release the glucose. This glucose combines with oxygen in the cell of our body and provides energy. It will release the energy. Therefore, this respiration in human beings, this is the best example for exothermic reaction. Among these four, which one is the endothermic reaction? The correct option is sublimation of dry ice. This is an example of an endothermic process. Let us discuss question number 7. Which of the following is a displacement reaction? The correct answer is sodium react with water. You will get sodium hydroxide and H2 gas. Here you know what is meant by displacement reaction. The element they will get displaced in a particular reaction. Here sodium is highly reactive metal, hydrogen is less reactive element. Here sodium, because of this highly reactivity, it will displace hydrogen from water. Here water it will split into H plus and OH minus ion. Then this sodium it will react with OH. You will get sodium hydroxide and also hydrogen gas. Displacement is nothing but the element they will get displaced because of the reactivity series. Question number 8. Magnesium ribbon is rubbed before burning because it has a coating of option A, basic magnesium carbonate, option B, basic magnesium oxide, option C, basic magnesium sulfate, option D, basic magnesium chloride. The correct answer is it contains basic magnesium oxide. You know, magnesium ribbon is coated with magnesium oxide and some other impurities. Then before doing the experiment using sandpaper we have to clean that one. If you not remove that impurities or magnesium oxide, it may interfere with the reaction, it may slow down the reaction, otherwise it may prevent the reaction also. Then the reaction it will not complete without rubbing or without cleaning. Therefore, we have to using sandpaper, we have to clean the ribbon before doing any experiment. If you are burning or some other experiment, first we have to clean. Therefore, magnesium ribbon is rubbed before burning because it has a coating of magnesium oxide. Question number 9. When silver is exposed to air, it gets a black coating of option A, silver nitrate, option B, silver sulfide, option C, silver oxide, option D, silver carbonate. Here the correct answer is silver sulfide. How you will get silver sulfide? Let us discuss here. When you expose silver to air, then the air contained hydrogen sulfide. Then this silver is react with hydrogen sulfide present in the air. Then it will form a black coating on silver. You can observe in your home if you are having any silver ornaments after washing, if you leave for 2-3 days also, then you can observe a black coating of silver sulfide on the particular ornaments, because due to the presence of hydrogen sulfide present in the air, if it react with silver, then you will get silver sulfide. Thanks for listening my class. Send me your valuable feedback. If you have any doubt in any question, you can ask me. What I discussed today, these questions are very important questions. This may ask in TET exams. Therefore, you have to revise the answer, listen the question answer and listen detailed explanation properly. Then practice. Then you are easily able to answer the question if they ask in the exam.